Christmas in July in Australia is cold. Now, it doesn't get as cold as it does in other parts of the world where Christmas is held in really cold conditions, but it's as close as we get. And it's a really good time for us to enjoy all those lovely rich roast meats and puddings and custards that are the tradition of a European Christmas. But here in Australia, it's a bit hot and we're not really enjoying that type of food. And the same goes with our drinks. I love seeing on Pinterest and YouTube all those beautiful hot chocolate bars or hot cocoa bars, as they're commonly referred to. But that isn't what my palate's calling for. I'm definitely after the lighter drinks, the fruitier drinks, and we tend to do cocktail bars and spritzers, etc. But for my Christmas in July celebrations this year, I'm going to create a hot chocolate bar for all my family and friends to enjoy. I'm going to put it up the beginning of July, and everybody can help themselves right the way through to the 25th of July, which is when we're going to host a party for our friends. It's become a bit of a tradition of ours and we love it. So to start my hot cocoa bar, I'm going to do it out here in our alfresco area, and we've got a servery that looks through into the kitchen, which is perfect for barbecues, and we can just keep it open and pass food through. But in wintertime we don't use it very much. So I'm going to cover it up with a foil curtain that I've just picked up from Kmart, and then I'm going to layer it with some Christmas trees and some snowflakes and some icicles, and just have a beautiful wintry white Christmas scape for my hot chocolate bar. So I've just opened up the packet of silver foil curtain, as it's called, that I got from Kmart, and I was absolutely thrilled to discover that it has a small piece of double-sided tape on the back of it. So I'm going to use that to stick right up to the very top. I've got a little piece of sort of thin cornice at the very top there, and I'm going to put it right across there, and fingers crossed it'll hold. These are 4 meters. I'm pretty sure this is about 4 meters across, a little bit shorter than 4 meters, so it should be perfect. And then I'll probably just trim the ends. So I've got the silver foil curtain up. I can't believe it's absolutely the perfect length, so I don't need to trim it. I had about 1 meter left over, and the double-sided tape worked really well. It just comes with quite a thin piece, and yeah, just peeled it off, went up. I think it should hold for the whole time, but worst case scenario is if in another week or two I need to put a little bit more up, that's fine, that won't be a problem. So now I've got to hang some snowflakes and icicles and baubles and bits and pieces that I'm going to use to create that very snowy, frosty, wintry feel from the ceiling in front of the foil curtain. Now, I often hang things above this servery when we're having a party and decorate it up with whatever theme we're doing. So I've actually got a kind of a permanent, semi-permanent fixture there that helps me hang things from. I've just got some cup hooks and then a white piece of sort of twine that doesn't stand out very much on the white ceiling, and it makes it a lot easier for me to hang from regularly, rather than just having to put thumbtacks up or bits of blue tack, etc. I've got 2 pieces of it, so I can hang things a little bit further back and then some a bit further forward. So let's see how that goes. So I just want to give you a close-up of the decorations that I'm going to use. I've got 5 different sorts of snowflakes, and 3 in silver and 2 in white. They're quite lightweight, all of these ones, so they'll be fine to hang from the ceiling. I've got 2 different sizes of icicles, a small one and a larger one. And then I've got these fantastic snow baubles. They're 10 centimeters, made out of foam. I've got this really great texture on them. And then I've got a few of these light up icicle baubles. These come with their own battery pack, and they can be hung in various places. I'm starting off with 6 of the snowflakes. It might be too much. That's what, 30 snowflakes. It sounds like a lot, but it's quite a big space, so it's hard to know exactly how many I'll need. I'm just going to hang them up using fishing line. Just cut off some bits of your basic fishing line and hang them at various heights and distances. I've done it in a sequence where I've got a silver, white, a silver and white. I'm going to do another row of 4 across the top there, and then I'll put 1 in front of it as well. So I've got all my snowflakes up. I'm really happy with how they've come up. I've alternated them silver and white and the 4 different designs. It's now time to, well, have a cup of coffee because it's getting quite chilly here this afternoon. And at the same time now start putting up the icicles and the baubles that I've got. So that's it. I've got all of the snowflakes up and the icicles and the lovely white snowballs. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to now do the cocoa bar with all the bits down the bottom and the tabletop trees, and then I'll get a better idea of whether I need to add anything else. So I'm ready to start putting out my hot chocolate bar, and I'm going to sort of centre everything in the middle here. As my main centerpiece, I'm going to use this poster that I've downloaded. Now you can get this artwork from our website, and I'll leave the link below. You can download it in A3 or A4 size, but this is actually A1. So I had to get this printed at Officeworks at a stationery shop. It cost me $20, but I think it's well worth the investment. It's going to have a really big impact, and of course I'll be able to use it year in year. It'll just roll up and put in my cupboard. To give it a little bit more strength, I'm going to mount it onto a piece of core flute, which I just got from Bunnings or any of your hardware shops, anywhere that sells building supplies. And I'll just put it on there with some double-sided tape, and that'll just give it the strength. I could frame it, but because I'm going to have it outside, I thought it would be better on a piece of core flute, that if for any reason there was a bit of a wind gust, I wouldn't be risking having, you know, the glass break, etc. So I'll just stick this down with double-sided tape, and then we'll build up around that. So I've got the poster mounted on the core flute at the back here, and I'm going to fix that to the back of these trays that I've got here. Now I've used these trays to create sort of a stepped effect. I think whenever you can sort of tier things down in a buffet or anything like that, it always looks really effective. I've used ones that I've used a lot of time for entertaining. These were just from Kmart. You might have something similar, or you might be able to adapt something you've got. And then I'm going to use these big jars. So these are the apothecary jars, I think they're pronounced. And I have used these so many times when we've been entertaining. I think going back to sort of kids' 18th and 21st birthday parties when we did lolly jars and so on. So I'm going to use those. I've got 2 that match, so I'll put 1 on each side, and then I'll put the lower one in the middle. And as you can see there, I mean, it's going to be fine once the lids are off, but when the lids are on, it's sort of stopping the main artwork. So I want to find a way that I can mount this up a little bit higher. I might just run some double-sided tape at the back there and fix it at the back. But that's the look that I'm going for. And then in the front there, I'm going to put these smaller jars, which I will then have some choc chips and some candy canes and things like that in it. And on this same sort of platform, I'll then mix in some other decor and have some bits and pieces that will kind of bring it all to life with the theme that I'm going for. So now for some of the more practical parts of the hot chocolate bar. I've got some of the pretty stuff done, but this is a crock pot that I'm actually going to put the hot chocolate in. This is just a Kmart one. It's got a chalkboard finish, so I'm going to be able to write hot chocolate on that, and I'll have it made and people will be able to ladle it out and help themselves. And these are some thermos pump action jugs that I've got, and I'll be able to put hot water in one and coffee in the other. That will be fantastic for the Christmas in July party. I'll be able to fill that up and just set and forget that. I'm going to use paper cups, and I'm also going to use the bamboo or wooden teaspoons for people, so that it just keeps it all easy to pack up whenever we're using it. And of course I've added some adult treats. These will be great in either hot chocolate or in coffee. I've got some Baileys, some butterscotch snaps, some Tia Maria, some espresso liqueur, creme liqueur, as well as some salted caramel, and this chocolate cream, which I haven't tried before. My sister bought me that, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll have some little napkins, and that will probably take care of most of the catering side of the hot chocolate bar. Now I need to add a few more pieces of Christmas decor to really give it a very festive feel. nestled amongst the trees, I'm going to add some of our reindeers. That's a large size up that end, and then at the other end I've used our small and medium ones. I love these little reindeers. They've got a white knitted scarf and a bit of a frosty pine cone around their necks. They're very cute. A couple of our spiky trees that are sitting amongst the jars with where all the treats will be. So I hope you got a few ideas, and maybe you're inspired to create a hot chocolate bar for your family and friends to enjoy in these cold winter months. Don't forget to hop online and download our free artwork. I will pop the links in the description box below. And please, if you do some decorating for this Christmas in July, be sure to connect with us through our Facebook page or Instagram or right here on YouTube, because one of the joys of running this business is to be able to share it with other Christmas lovers. So until next time, happy Christmas decorating.